It's raining outside, guys. That started last night. It's gonna be a rainy day this week because I hear there's a low pressure in Surigao. So that's kind of nice, really. Not so hot over here in Valencia. So my husband is doing something this morning and I don't know what. So what are you doing?
Check this out. And it sings too. Guys, this is part of the cutlery that I purchased when I was just in college, my junior year of college, Sacramento State. And I bought all these knives, and we're going to be using a little bit of it today. These are separate, these are extras that came later. But can you guys believe how many years I've had these? You know, that would be like
30 years? Oh my
no,
God.
how about longer? How about 50 years?
Oh my God.
I know, unbelievable.
So these are very old knife?
Very old, yeah, extremely. And part of our demonstration was when I sold these in college, and it would show people that the part of the gimmick was, and it sings.
Yeah.
Yep. Brianna asked me to make her some hash browns, and I'm going to do that from scratch. And so we're going to do a little cooking. I got it laid out here. We're just going to use a couple of potatoes, and I'm going to use a nice small pan, so easy cleanup. Shouldn't be too, it's not that messy of a dish, and it's really good. And you know, I don't know, we never really made hash browns at home, but lately we have been doing it because I figured, hey, why not? So let's go, and then afterwards we're going to do a little chat.
I'm gonna show you guys what's Brianna doing over here in the table.
Hi everyone, right now I'm doing my homework.
Yeah? What did you do?
These are the pieces I already finished right here. And here's the questions I already answered.
Okay.
And here's also my drawing on the bottom. And here's my diary. I'm gonna start writing in here more often now.
Okay, that's good.
Thank you. Like this is the one I did yesterday.
Is that a secret diary?
Not really. It's just writing about the day, but here's what I wrote yesterday over here.
Okay.
So you'd be surprised, if you haven't made these before, you'd be surprised at how much volume you actually get out of like one little potato. These aren't very big. This is the size we started with, a medium-sized potato, but you get an awful lot out of them. When I make these, I eat a whole potato, but you can imagine, you know, in a restaurant they'll probably give you equivalent to like a half a medium potato, because right here, that's like half this potato already. So you can imagine at the low cost of potatoes, when you can get like 2 servings out of them, you get a lot of profit when you add this into a menu. So that's why you see these a lot in restaurants. Although I haven't ordered them in the Philippines. Maybe they got them, I'm sure they do. You're gonna add a little salt, pepper, coarse pepper, nice coarse black pepper, some granulated garlic. It's gonna cook for about 4 minutes, so 3 more minutes on that will be good. Flip it. Okay, so I keep it on medium heat and I cook it for just a little under 4 minutes on each side. Flip it, depending on how you like the looks of yours. So we'll just see in a second here how it looks, and 4 minutes. So that was just a tad under 4 minutes on that first side at medium heat. So we're gonna let that go, and in the meantime, I'm gonna go ahead and scramble her egg in the same container, and it'll be just perfect. Brianna likes a little bit of this sweet and spicy ketchup from the Philippines, so we're gonna give her some of this. move that a little bit, I'm going to give you your little breakfast here for you.
Thank
Here,
you.
like that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I got some strawberry
Looks so
juice. You want
good.
that strawberry juice?
Yeah.
It's natural. Okay, that'll be healthy.
But it looks really good.
Does it look good?
Mm-hmm.
You kind of like hash browns now, don't you?
Yeah, and also looks like a happy face, kind of.
Yeah. It's got your spicy banana ketchup from the Philippines.
Okay.
All right.
You're kind of spoiled from Daddy.
Listen, I'm going to make.
Spoiled.
Okay.
I'm going to make mine now. Okay.
All right.
Salamat.
Have fun.
Thank you.
Daddy's gonna make his.
Bicep, yeah.
It tastes really good, like French fries.
I like French fries.
Like
he
French
said.
fries. That's the idea. But they're healthier than French fries. This one's going to be exactly 4 minutes because I like mine a little darker and a little bit of a crunch to it. And then put my eggs on top. Uh-oh, good timing. Time to flip. Oh, these are going to be a little darker. I can feel it. Oh yeah, that's fine.
Hey, what do you want in the fridge?
So I know something about white sauce.
Look like he's thinking something. What is it?
Cool. You guys want to know something about white sauce?
What?
He's learning a new word.
Oh, he wants marshmallow. Hold on. Move, move, move.
Also, white sauce learned a new word.
What is it?
He knows how to say "I love you."
I know. He's been
Just
saying it.
like when he say "I love you," when he says
I love you.
"I love you."
Oh, very good. I love you, baby. Oh, you want a kiss? Mwah. Whoa, Bria, almost gone.
It's really good.
So are you a fan now of hash brown potatoes?
Yeah, I really love them now.
Okay, just your mommy. She can't get into it, but
What's mommy's favorite food?
don't even say it.
White?
Time to give this one a happy face.
Oh boy, John's
I
gonna
don't know
have
if I can give this one a happy face. I
happy
might just,
face.
Oh boy, that ain't too good of a happy face. Is it? I don't know.
It's kind of blind. The one eye is gone.
Oh well. I'm gonna give it I'm gonna give it some eyebrows too because I'm gonna give eyebrows because I gotta have my sauce up on the top too.
Hey, can I ask you a question?
No.
Are we bored?
Oh, I got a better question. Is this good content? Okay. All right, I'm gonna eat it. It's now May 3rd, 2023, and we finally have some rain. For about 3 or 4 weeks, we've had zero rain, and plants and all the beautiful foliage is starting to die, wither away a little bit. And on the farm over there in San Isidro and your village, your brother's got a crop of bitter gourd and a few other things going, and he's been praying for rain because it's been very, very dry over there, and some of the wells are drying up also. So we're surprised to see some good rain yesterday, and they're all happy, happy, happy. It's rather ironic, actually, because about a month ago, it had just finished raining and cloudiness and bad weather for like 3 months straight, wasn't it? A long time.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden, it's went into a dry spell, and it was really, really dry. It's kind of ironic.
Yeah, right now has a low pressure, so it can turn into typhoon, but we'll see.
Ooh, scary. Hopefully it's
Yeah.
not. Hopefully it's not, but hopefully we get some rain for a few more days.
Yeah, like this, it'll be nice for a few days.
Yeah, since the lighting's good in here today because of the nice overcast, we decided we'd do a sit-down video and talk. And did you have any ideas, things you want to talk about today, or?
Well, there's a comment. He's saying that he wants to know our life before we met each other.
Who's this person?
I'm gonna attach his comment right now.
Well, for that we have to go back to about 2007, wouldn't we?
Yep.
Not sure if you know this, but when we first met, I got so nervous I couldn't speak.
Yep.
Is that about the first time we met?
Yep, that was
Yeah.
the first time we met.
And so what were you doing before you met me?
Yeah, so before I met John, I was in a village, of course. I helped my parents planting at the farm. It's kind of very hard work. I was like starting like 8 years old. Went to school, and then if no school, we have to go to the farm planting rice, everything we can plant. And when after I finished graduate in high school, I went to Leyte as a sales lady for my auntie.
How old were you then?
I was like 18 years old. I went to Leyte. But before that, I was in a village. And then we have a like kind of a two-story house, but it's not nice. It's just kind of Bahay Kubo style. And we are all sleeping at the top of the second story with all my siblings. We're like sardines.
How many of you?
7, of course.
Yeah,
And-
I've seen that little house.
Yeah.
Little tiny house, 2-story.
And our window is like, just bamboo stripe like this. You can see outside, whatever happening outside, if it raining, thunder. But for me, every night on that one, I was hoping for a falling star, because everybody's saying that if you see a falling star, you have to wish and your wish will come true. So I was wishing all the time, every night, that I can find a good, nice husband. And I wish also with 2 kids, a girl and boy. But that was my wish, really. And all my wish came true. I got my husband, and I got Brianna and Bryson, boy and girl. And then after that, the next few months, my auntie messages me, hey, you wanna come over here in Leyte so that you can work with me over here at the store? Help me at the store, because she has like 2 big sari-sari store, dry goods store. So I went there, and I found a lot of friends, my co-workers. And my co-workers, they are doing this pinpal, like they're sending their names, writing letters to the Americans, whatever they can do. But I wasn't interested at that time. But I don't know that one of my co-workers is stealing my information, my picture, and they send this to the Christian Single Registry. And 1 month later, I was so shocked and surprised that I received like 100 names of American men. And I said, what's this? And everybody's laughing because they put my name in there. So they told me, you have to pick names that you can write to them, because that's gonna be your pinpal. So I was getting excited on the time, and then I have to pick a name. For 100 names, I have to study like the whole night. And I was looking for a non-smoking guy, and who is strongly believe in God. But only John I found that he's not smoking, and that all the list is not smoking, and the drinking is occasionally.
Occasionally.
So I picked him, and then I wrote him a letter, and then 1 month later, I received a phone call from him. I was so excited and nervous. So starting from that day, we start writing letters back and forth. No computer at all. So writing letter, calling cell phone. So we started communicating like August 2005, and then you came over to Cebu February 2006. Remember that?
Yeah.
So now, how about you? Your story before you meet me?
Before I met you, I was living in Reno, Nevada. I was still working in Los Angeles, so that's like 8 hours away. And I kept a hotel room down there so that I could work. I was working in the television business still, finishing up my pension that I began working on in December 1977. Yeah, that's when I started. So I was just finishing up the last few years before I was going to retire early. So, but I was living in my home, my new home that I just had built by Lennar. It was a very large 5-bedroom home, absolutely gorgeous. And my little brother Stuart had been retired about 10 years, and he was living on the first floor in the master suite, and I was upstairs. I had like 4 bedrooms and 1.5 bath upstairs, and downstairs there was 2.5 baths downstairs. So he was hanging out with me, just sharing the house with me, but we got some writing back and forth. So I just become weary of dating American women, as funny, as strange as that may seem. So I ventured out. I dated a woman in Canada for a couple of years. I dated a woman in Colombia, and each of those dating experiences, they had children, and it got really kind of complicated. So I decided, that's it, no more divorcees with kids and stuff. There's nothing wrong with that, but I just said, it's just not for me. It didn't feel right for me. So anyhow, I would be down in Sacramento at my, actually Roseville, California, where my twin brother lived, and visiting him for a couple days. And there was he had a nickel saver newspaper. It used to be called, it's like the penny saver that they used to have, and this one was called the nickel saver, I think is what it was. But on the very last page there was an advertisement for Christian Singles Dating Service. That was actually the name of it, the Christian Singles Dating Service.
Yeah.
And I'm a Christian. So I thought, well, I look into this, and I looked into it. I think I sent off for something, and he sent me a tape recorder, maybe a cassette tape. I think, yeah, that's what it was. I had a cassette tape. So I listened to the whole program and what he had to offer, and how it worked. And he said he had agents all over the Philippines, in the provinces, where he stated that the girls that were more homebodies, they weren't party girls, and this and that. So just for fun, I thought I would send out my information, and lo and behold, I guess he received it a month after I did all that paperwork.
Yep.
Yeah.
You pay for it too.
Oh yeah, I paid.
That was expensive.
You know, and I told the guy that ran the Christians, owned it, was Larry McIntyre.
Mm-hmm.
And it no longer exists as far as I know. I've checked
no
into
more.
it just for fun, because I tried to find some information for other guys that wanted to date Christian singles. And it turns out I can't find him anymore. He's actually out of Waco, Texas. So that's gone. And the way it worked back then is that you literally had to write a letter. You actually had and fill out a profile, or put your information, send it in, and it sent it to Larry McIntyre, and his group sent it to the Philippines, to the different agents he had stationed throughout. So that's how that happened. And then after about a month, I received the first. It took a month for the letter to get there to you.
Yes.
And
It took
then-
15 days.
Yeah, at least 15 days.
15 days.
And then it gets sorted out, and eventually a letter came back from you.
Mm-hmm.
And in your letter, I had like 10 other women also.
Yes.
10 other women. But I actually, it might have been over 100. Actually, I ended up with, they send letters, a whole bunch of letters, whatever the interest was. They send, I don't remember how many it was, but it was quite a few. It was overwhelming.
Yeah, they won't stop sending you a lot of names until you pick one or started to date.
Mhm.
You know, because
Yeah.
on that time when I pick you, and then they stopped sending me names of Americans.
Mhm.
I remember.
That's when I stopped.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So what was your first impression when you see my first picture?
Well, it was kind of confusing, because there were so many different girls and situations, and a lot of them seemed fine, nice girls. I can't remember back then exactly, but I selected you and 2 others to check out. And
Oh boy.
well, because I was planning to actually come to the Philippines, so I started writing you and then 2 others, and that went on until I narrowed it down to just you, and then you and I kept writing back and forth. And like I say, a round trip for all these letters was about a month.
Yeah.
It was back then. It wasn't the computerized dating, so. Then what happened? Then
Yeah, that was kind of unfair because I only pick your name in there.
Unfair?
Yeah.
Oh,
I did not write
was I
anybody.
supposed to disclose the fact that I had, well, see, I was going to invest quite a lot to go over to the Philippines. So
That's funny because
I
I only
wanted-
picked your name on that one.
They actually recommended that I pick 2 or 3.
Who recommended, Larry?
Larry did, yeah. Somebody, I think it was directly from
maybe
Larry.
yeah, just in case the other one won't work
Well,
out.
right, because you're going to come 8,000 miles and spend a lot of money back and forth.
Oh boy.
Yeah, and then the hotel rooms, like the hotel room I took, we stayed at, I booked the Maribago Blue Water Resort.
That was the best resort.
And that was for, I think I booked it for maybe 2 weeks,
14 days, I remember.
14 days, yeah. And I came into the Philippines, Cebu, on a tourist visa. Yeah, because we hadn't applied for the fiancé petition by then.
No, you just started to meet me.
Yeah, just checking it out, looking over the merchandise.
And at that time, I have no boyfriend at all. I was so clean.
It's so clean.
Yeah.
Wow, good. I'm glad you brushed your teeth.
Yeah, very clean.
Okay, good. You too.
I
Yeah.
was ready to mingle at that time.
You're ready to mingle?
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I've been a bachelor, like I mentioned before, my whole life, and I kind of went through years and years of that being single thing and dating, and so it got kind of monotonous. And in another video, I'll talk about why I waited so long to get married. That's kind of interesting, I think. But
Yeah, you were like 53 and I was 23 when we got married.
right, and there are very, very solid reasons why I decided to wait. So we'll talk about that one another time.
Yeah. So how about our age gap? Is it bothering you?
Well, you are a little older than the women I would prefer, but she was sweet, so I decided to give it a shot.
Yeah, and on that time, I don't really mind John's age because for me, I have few boyfriends already that some are younger than me, some are just 1 year older, but it's all the same. They are all the same. They are very chicks boy. And I'm so tired of the guy that being chicks boy and the mind is so immature. Mostly my boyfriend are so immature and flirting to other girls, something like that. And I said, that's it. I'm gonna look for matured one. So I found John, and that's it. I said, I'm not gonna let him go.
So I was over there. My little brother Stuart was taking care of the house there in Reno, Nevada. And we spent 2 weeks together at the Maribago Blue Water, and it was really a nice place.
Very nice.
It's gotten really expensive now, though, from what we see.
That was my first time get into the very kind of fancy resort.
Oh, very,
Really.
very fancy.
I never forget.
They had a free, they still have a breakfast buffet that was pretty good back then.
Yeah.
So at the end of the 14 days, decided to go back, and you went back to the village.
I went back to
I
the
went back
village.
to Reno, Nevada, and we kept calling and writing, and then decided to file for a fiancé petition.
Yes, file for fiancé.
Yeah, that was a lot of paperwork. Yeah,
And then-
I can't. That's kind of a blur. Back then, it's like I can't even remember
I
all
remember
the
everything.
details of that because there've been so many forms and paperwork we've filled out since all that for everything else,
Mhm.
like for the dual citizenship for you guys and on the marriage certificates.
And then 1 year later, and then I came to America. That was May 2007. I arrived to America. And then 90 days later, I have to apply the permanent green card.
Mm-hmm.
After we got married, we have to get married first after 90 days and then apply for a permanent green card. And then that's funny because the immigration over there, they have they ask the proof that how we communicate. So I gave all our
Letters and
writing
pictures
letters,
and things.
and then they read our letters. Whatever our privacy there, they read it, everything.
Yeah, so watch what you write in those letters.
Yeah.
Because you're going to have to give them up for
And then I was thinking,
evidence that you're communicating.
yeah, because he's telling me our private conversation. She's asking me, started to ask about it, and I said, and I was thinking, what the? That's our private conversation. They read it.
They actually read them all. Yeah.
So yeah, just watch out.
Well, I guess you wouldn't have to send every letter. When you finally arrived to America on the fiance petition, we got married right away, right?
No, we have
No?
to wait 90 days
Oh, I
at that
forgot.
time.
We had to wait 90 days?
Yeah, and also
We had to wait or we waited?
we waited for the last day of my 90 days.
No, we waited
I
for
remember.
like 3 days before.
No, I was so worried because my thing is almost over, and I was thinking, oh no, I'm gonna go back to Philippines.
Well, I've been a bachelor my whole life, so I had to really make certain about all
he's
this.
he's really checking me out yet, I think, and
Yeah,
make sure
okay.
if he's gonna get connect to me or something,
Or get
tie,
scammed,
whatever.
or you know, if you're an honest, good girl, and of course my own reservations just for being single for so long anyhow.
Yeah.
So I had to,
So I was thinking at the time you're gonna
Wait.
send me back to Philippines because that was the last minute.
yeah, I had to keep you on edge a little bit.
Yeah, I even started to pack my stuff.
Yeah. Well, fortunately, we found a really great little chapel in Reno, Nevada. It's actually very nice. It's called the Little White Chapel. It's where we
Yeah.
got married. It's not too far from the Peppermill Hotel.
Yeah, that was a good one, really.
Casino,
Cute.
yeah.
Chapel, Reno. Sorry, God, Reno Chapel?
I just said the correct name. What was it? Little White Chapel.
Oh, that's it.
I think it's called the Little White Chapel. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where the marriage certificate.
That was
It's
our-
actually on the marriage certificate.
That was the wedding I never forget.
Yeah. We decided at the last minute, and I had a solid gold pinky ring, dug it, nice one, and I gave it to her as a wedding ring, and I had a piece of costume jewelry wedding ring, and I put that on, and we got called a couple of our friends to meet us over there at the chapel. We got gussied up and dressed up, and we went in there and got married.
Yeah, we don't really do the fancy wedding on the time because for us, I don't think it's important. I don't really like crowded also anyway.
Yeah, well, it doesn't matter. We had to get married. So,
Yeah,
I mean, we
the
had
important
to.
is we have to get married.
That other stuff is trivial. In
There's a
comparison.
lot of fancy marriage happening, and all of a sudden, 1 month later, they got divorced. So I don't think it's important anyway.
Yeah, it just depends on what you want to do.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's so many nightmares of people getting married.
yeah.
Oh, I don't want to get in anger.
Also, yeah, as I said, age gap relationship, I don't care, it matters. So the important is you're in love, and then you understand each other, and that's it.
You know what's something comes to mind interesting about age gap relationships? Just one little aspect that comes to mind is that so many of the people I know have gotten married, right out of high school or college, 20, 24 years old, whatever. I'm thinking of one particular person that was right out of college, and she got married, and the guy was the same age, and they were happily, they had a nice formal wedding, and that's all well and good, and but they had a couple of kids. After they built a nice home, had a couple of kids, and lo and behold, a guy at age 35, I think it was, he just died of some kind of cancer, and left her alone with 2 kids, and yet they're the same exact age. So you never know what's going to happen in the scenarios that can be offered you, through your life. So some people think that they argue, well, the age difference, one person's going to pass away before the other or whatever, but a million and one things can happen that can turn your world upside down. So if you want to get married to an older person or younger person, that's what you really want to do, just do it, because God is in control of all of it anyway, even though you think you might be, but
Yes.
you're not. You're really not. So
Also-
anyway, do what you think is best, and forget the rest.
Also, if you're looking, you're the one. We call it the one. Just keep praying for God, and like you're talking to God. Because before I met John, I really pray every night to find a good husband, loving husband, and then all of a sudden I keep dreaming. As I said, I keep dreaming about. I was in a big house with the stairs. I was dreaming a long
Oh,
dream.
this is interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. I keep praying on that time, like I really talk to God, really serious, And then all of a sudden I keep praying a big house with the stairs, and I have laundry with me in my side, and I went down, and I saw a really tall guy, but I cannot see the face. I can't see the face because it's blurred, but I know he is very tall. That's all I can say. And then all of a sudden, when I arrived to America, our house, John's big house, is I picture it in my dream already. That's really scary because I saw the stairs in my dream. And then when I bring the laundry from upstairs, I go down, I stop, and I said, oh my God, this is my dream.
Yeah, it's like you had a deja vu.
Yeah.
Or something, like you'd had it, you've seen it in your dream. And I had this beautiful big staircase going upstairs, not like the standard thing. It's very beautiful. The place is like a little mini mansion. When you walked in the front door, it just had like 25-foot ceilings, extra tall ceilings.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful thing, and the stairway went up there, and they had the laundry up. We had the laundry upstairs.
Yeah, I have the
And,
laundry basket with me from upstairs. I have to climb up and get the dirty clothes and bring it down. And then and every time I get in there, I said, this is in my dream. I really picture it in my dream. And I saw John standing in front of me right there, the tall guy. And I said, oh my God, this is really scary because look like God is giving me the idea who is my husband, my future husband. He already gave it to me. Yeah, and also I was dreaming my 2 kids already. So that's it. If you really believe in God and you talk to God with your heart and mind, they will give you the right one. So that's all I can say.
Mhm.
So just trust in God, pray for the one, and He will give you
The power and
the right,
presence
the
of
right
God.
person. Yeah.
Power and presence of God is in you. If you
Yep.
believe.
If you believe.
If you believe.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a good note to end on. I think this has gone probably a long time.
Yeah, I think that's it.
We're going to have to edit this down, guys. We'll try this. Hopefully, this will not be blah 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 boring. Okay.
We're married in 2007, and we're gonna be 18 years of married. Can you believe that?
No, I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
I couldn't speak in that very moment. I found the one, and my life had found its missing